The Torah portion of this week is called Acharei Mois, and actually we have two, and Kedoshim. Acharei means post an event, after a certain event that happened. What is the Torah referring to? The Torah speaks about after the passing of the two sons of Aaron HaKohen, Nadav and Avihu, B'akrivu me'vzora lifnei Hashem, when they offered a strange fire, and they passed away. Chassidus explains that they didn't do anything inappropriate in terms of sinful, God forbid. What happened over here, they ascended such a deep, high relationship, yearning, soul yearning for God, which is called klois hanefesh, the expiring of the person's soul. They wanted to be absorbed completely by the flame of godliness, and thus they expired. And in fact, Moshe Rabbeinu said, "B'kroivei kodesh," they're really extremely holy. So after this event, the Torah speaks now about the laws about the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, serving in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. When? On Yom Kippur. So the holiest man, on the holiest day, in the holiest place, is doing his service. What is the service? Asking for forgiveness for the entire Jewish community, praying for a good year for the Jewish community. He is the representative, the emissary, sent by Bnei Israel on their behalf, pleading, praying, blessing, assuring they should have a good year. But then it says an interesting thing in the Mishnah, and the Rambam brings it in Halacha, that after the entire day of serving, in the most of exalted, the most of a spiritual manner, as fasting and so on, in a way totally detached from this world, when he ends and he comes out from the holiest of holiest in peace, in other words, he completed his service and it was accepted his service and he survived his service, because if God forbid there would have been the slightest imperfection in thought, he would not come out alive. So that was the time when he really reached the highest levels. It says when he comes home, Yatsa b'Sholem, they would make a celebration and they would accompany home celebrating. The way the Rambam presented this, that this going home is actually an extension, a part of his service. Why is that? What is the going home so intrinsically connected? As the Rambam says, he's going home, Asher Yotza b'Sholem, and it becomes a celebration of everybody, and he's going home to his family. What's the idea? So the Rebbe says the following. Acharei represents after this holiest level that a person could think he achieves, he should know there is more work. Although you think you have reached the highest level, one should know there is a continuous service. What is the service? Going to Kodesh HaKadoshim. Although this is a service only for the Kohen Gadol, yet but it represents we all have to ascend and we all have to reach the highest level. But then says the Mishnah, and then says the Rambam, what is the highest level? Bringing it home. These lofty, godly, holy ideas that we acquire, that we connect to on Yom Kippur, should not be left just in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, in the inner sanctuary, but they have to be brought home, into the daily, into the mundane, into the person's physical home, so to say, into our daily lives, has to become permeated. And this is how we build the ultimate home for God, which this is the time of Mashiach, where we bring all the holiness into the physical finite world, and we transform this world into become the Kodesh HaKadoshim. This is our task in this world.